We have been talking from so long whether anger is good or not. But at some places, it is really seen that anger is very good to save you from discussing about is it good to get angry or not? What do you think? Is it good to get angry? If I ask you, then what do you have to say about this? That whether it is good to get angry or not? Yes. For some reason, some point of time, it is really good to get angry. Many times what happens, we just stay calm to overcome that situation, to don't enter into any kind of arguments, but people think and take us to be weak from within, and they just take that advantage. So at some point of time, it is really important to get angry. And today we will be discussing about those points where it should make you come out of some really tough situations. The first survival. It is considered as anger, our fight response, which evolved to different terms from anger. Many times we land into the different type of situation where it becomes really necessary to defend ourselves from enemies. And one of the way of defending ourselves from enemy is showing your anger, bursting out your anger. Just for very small example, if a person is continuously shouting, yelling at us, in that situation, staying quiet will land you into trouble. You won't be able to defend yourself until and unless you don't revert back, you don't shout back on that person. So it becomes really important to show your anger, to come out of these type of situation where you want to defend yourself from your enemy or from any kind of danger which you see ahead at that point of time. This stems from anger. Your anger, your aggressiveness just protects you, gives you energy to fight back with those situations, with that enemy, with that danger which you can see right in front of you. Second point says anger is embedded in our primitive needs to live and protect ourselves against aggression. A person who is getting aggressive on us continuously, we can just take that for a while, maybe once or twice. But if we think that his aggression is not getting stopped, now it's your time to protect yourself. If other person aggression is almost about to harm you, it's harming you, it's affecting you, it's giving you any kind of physical harm, then you need to show your anger. You need to revert back with your anger to protect yourself. Getting angry to protect yourself for your own survival is not wrong. There are many situations where your calmness, your silence will be taken as your weakness. And in those situations, you have to show your aggressiveness, you have to show your anger that yes, this is the way you have deal with that situation. Next point is anger drives people to be extremely vigilant about threat and sharpens our focus. It drives people to be extremely vigilant. The people who are extremely vigilant about their threats, their sharpness, their focus, it helps us to come out of that situation. When we are threatened or attacked by a predator, anger is automatically activated, pushes us to fight back and act quickly and forcefully to protect ourselves. Now, let's just take an example. A very simple guy on a very calm road, and there was no one around. I was just passing by. Tagged over him. They just covered him in a circle and it just threatened that person. In that situation, should we control our anger? What do you think? If this situation would have arise to you, you would have landed into this type of situation. What do you think you would have done? You would have stayed quiet. You would have told, no, we should control our anger. Control, control. Just adopt those different strategies to control your anger. Meditate, do the reverse counting, pump your ball with your smiley ball. Relax, cool down, move away from that situation. Do you think these things are going to work when you are into a very difficult situation where people are trying to attack you, they're trying to threaten you? What you're going to do? Automatically, your anger will be triggered at that point of time. It will be activated and it will push you to fight back and act quickly and forcefully to protect yourself. If the anger you are using to protect yourself, it is an healthy emotion. You need not to control your anger when you land yourself in such kind of difficult, threatening situations. So that's why we say that anger is designed to promote survival. In that point of time, if we would have been very quiet, we wouldn't have attacked it back, pushed them, we wouldn't have made ourselves prepared for the fight. Do you think those people would have allowed us to leave from there, to go from there? No. At many points in our life, we have to show our anger, we have to show our aggression to come out of those situations, and this is one of them. So anger is designed to promote survival. Second point says anger discharge is calming. How its discharge is calming? You experience physical and emotional pain, right? Whenever we get angry, if someone is shouting, if someone is screaming, yelling at us, speaking bad words to us, then we are in pain emotionally as well as physically. Any kind of pain we may suffer by listening to the bad words which are being spoken around us. So in that situation, anger strongly motivates you to do something about it. Whenever you're physically harmed, emotionally harmed, it's the anger which motivates you to do something, which motivates you to fight back, which motivates you to revert back and calm down your anger. Being quiet is good when you think that situation is not under control. But if someone is just silence, at that point of time, if someone is continuously giving you pain, he's playing with your emotions, that person is hurting you physically as well as emotionally, at that point of time, you need to show your anger. And yes, anger is something. Here again, anger is going to act as a healthy emotion which will strongly motivate you to do something about that situation, about that person. Anger helps you cope up with the stress by discharging the tension in your body. Now, if someone has really made you angry, if you are just bursting out on that person, if you're just shouting, yelling, reverting back to that person, don't you think it is slowly discharging the tension in your body? You're slowly getting relaxed. Yes, it is going to discharge the tension in your body. It is going to make you stress free. It is going to help you to come back to the normal state of your mind where you are no more stressed, you are no more angry, and your body is tension free. So it says that when something wrong happens around you, when you are physically and emotionally in pain due to other person, then you need to show your anger to cope up with your stress, to discharge the tension, to calm down your nerves. At times, you have an angry reaction and then feels calm afterwards. So it is also good if you think that getting angry, showing the angry relation is going to make you calm, then use that emotion to calm yourself. Because getting angry is dangerous if you are hurting yourself. But getting angry is not bad. It is not bad if it is helping you to cope up, to come out of your stress, your emotional and physical pain. So your anger's discharge is calming. Next point, next good thing why we should get angry is anger provides a sense of control. In an organization, you are the manager. A lot of people are working under you, but they are not ready to listen to you. You are continuously saying, listen to me. Hello, can I have the attention? Listen to me. I have something very urgent, something very important to share. Listen to me. You are continuously speaking the same thing, but no one is listening to you. No one is paying attention towards you. Use the power of getting angry and just see the changes. Yes. Anger is a sense of control. It gives you a sense of control on other persons. So it says anger is related to a deep need of control. Anger is related to a deep need of control. Many times, to control a group of people, to control the audience, to have control in the organization, to have control over the working of others, you have to show your anger. Many times it happens that whenever you are just being relaxed, people take you for granted. They doesn't understand the seriousness of the thing, seriousness of the situation, seriousness of the work. So at some point of time, it becomes really important to show your control, to have your control, and to get that control, you need to show your anger. You have to get angry on those persons to have the control over their activity. Because when you're working in the organization, if no one listens to you, being on the managerial position, if no one listens to you, then you cannot tell yourself to be a good leader. You are not leading them. It's good to be respectful, it's good to be honest, it's good to be trustful. But if it is required, the position needs, people are not listening to you with your over friendly nature, you need to use this emotion to have control, to make them dedicated towards their work, to make them goal oriented, and to bring them back towards their work. This anger is important. Next point says anger protects what is ours, helping us feel in charge rather than helpless. Don't you think if people are not going to listen to us, we will be feeling helpless? We'll feel that we are holding a manager's position, but still we cannot control our team. We feel helpless. But this anger can give you the charge of that situation and can protect what is yours. It's your position, it's your right, it's your authority to make them work. It's your authority to make them do the work. And for that, if you need to use your anger emotion, you can use. The only thing is, make sure, see, there are two ways of showing your anger. Showing the anger for not getting the work done is good. But when you get angry, make sure the words doesn't show disrespect towards other person. You need to be respectful even if you are getting angry, because you are not getting angry on an individual person. You are getting angry because that person is not taking his or her responsibility. You're getting angry because they are not respecting the position you are holding. You're getting angry because they are not taking their work seriously. So that's why anger protects what is yours. Anger protects your position in the organization. Anger helps you to feel that yes, you are in charge, you are the authority, you have the authority, and it will never make you feel helpless. Next point says the function of anger is to inflict cost or withhold benefits from others to increase our welfare. Inflict cost and the benefits which we can get from others and to increase our own welfare. For that also you can use your anger. Next point says individuals who experience and display their anger appropriately are in a better position to fulfill their needs and control their destiny than those who suppress their anger. Two managers working in the same organization, both of them have very good leadership skill, excellent leadership skill, but one is very calm, very quiet, he never get angry. But the other, let's give them the name. Let's say manager, first manager is manager Mayank, who is very calm, very quiet, very professional. He never get angry. He never show his anger emotion. And second is other person, that is Mr. Arman. Now, Mr. Arman is a person who has good leadership skill, who is also usually very calm. But when he thinks that situations are going beyond his control, no one is listening to him, he uses his anger, he uses his position to make them work for the benefit of the organization, to make them work, to make them listen to what he and the organization want them to do. So here, when he is showing his anger, that is good for the organization. That is helping him to keep his position and to control other person, to make them moving for the goals and betterment of the organization. So here, anger provides a sense of control to you when you show it in a positive way. Next point says, anger energizes us. Anger energizes us. Just do it give any kind of energy to us? If we're talking that, and anger energizes us. So yes, from a survival perspective, we defend ourselves when we retaliate and make other people fear us. Whenever we see that someone is trying to use us, someone is trying to harm us, someone is trying to make us feel afraid, we use this anger emotion. It is going to give us energy to face that fear and to survive in this world. Believe me, the world in which we are living, being a very quiet, decent, calm person will not give you even what is yours. You have to fight. You have to show your anger even for the things which belongs to you and you only. So for survival perspective, we need to defend ourselves when other people are using us, when other people are just making us afraid. They are just make other people fear us. In that situation, it is important to defend ourselves, and that defense happens with the anger emotion only. It gives us energy. It boosts our energy to fight back in that situation. Anger guards us when someone wants to hurt us. Yes, if we think that someone is trying to hurt us, it just guards us, it protects us, it helps us to protect ourselves. Every time we cannot be dependent on other person. Let's take the example of a small child. A small child he or she doesn't know what anger is, right? They don't know what anger is. But if they think someone is just trying to attack them, someone is trying to harm them, they show their anger by shouting. They shout on that person, they call for help. That is their way of showing the anger. That is their way of showing the anger. Now, anger guards us when someone wants to hurt us. Second point says it gives us the strength and aggression. When we get aggressive, it is a time where we can come out of any dangerous situation. We can fight with any person when we become aggressive. And that aggression comes from anger. Anger gives us strength to overcome difficult situation in our life. For example, in the organization, we all know that organization is something where a lot of politics happens. If you think that there is something really bad happening to me, let's say the organization is male dominated, right? The harassment is going on with a female. Now, what is going to give that female strength? She should be quiet, calm. Do you think she will ever come out of that situation, or the other person will stop harassing her? No. In that situation, she'll have to gather her own strength with that anger, that anger emotion which comes within her because of that injustice, the harassment going on at workplace, gathering that strength, and with the aggression, she can fight back with that person. That is how anger energizes us. Anger serves as a positive force to motivate us to stand up for ourselves and creatively find solution. Many times in many organizations, or even in our college life, school life, we would have seen that some people just stand for themselves. If they think they are right, they'll just stand and fight for themselves. Let's say example of exams. You might have come across many people where what they do, they simply say, they simply said, they just go through their examination paper, and if they think that no, ma'am has not given us the marks, they don't stay quiet. They stand for themselves. They say that no, the question is right. They get angry over teachers also. And now here anger doesn't mean getting disrespectful. They respect their teacher, but they stand for themselves. And yet motivate us to stand for ourselves. Sorry for getting disconnected in between. Yes, let's just continue. Yes, so here from a survival perspective, we need, the last point, mobilizing resources, and it helps us to avoid all the obstacles. It keeps us energized, it keeps us motivated throughout. So that's why anger energizes us. Next point says anger motivates us to solve the problem. A calm person, what he does, he says go and he just avoid those things. But every time avoiding the problem is not the only solution. How many times you can avoid the same thing? For example, a person who keeps on telling you about, who keeps on commenting about your career, what you have done, you have not achieved anything, this, that. For how long you can avoid those words? Can you avoid those words for your entire life? No. That is again a big problem. Every time listening such things from a person, here you need to show your anger. You need to show your aggression to that person that he or she is no one to say these type of things to you. So here anger motivates us to solve the problems. When we feel like things are out of place, we get angry. It's okay to get angry when things are not going on in the right way, when things are disturbed. For example, in the organization where we keep on saying, do the work right on time. We have given the deadlines also to our staff, to the team, but still they are every time exceeding that timeline. It's okay to get angry. Being a leader, you need to show respect, you need to be calm. But if things are not happening, you will have to use your anger to get the work done. So when we feel like things are out of place, we can get angry. It's okay to get angry. Anger propels us to do something and motivate us to find solution to our problem. It tells us do something. It motivates us to find the problem to the solution. Let's say there are many people who use their anger into the right way. The people who were not good in studies, they never did anything, but just because some people made them angry every time, they just criticized that person, they used to say bad about that person. And those persons used it as a source of motivation for them, did something in their life, and they found the best solution to overcome those open mouths which used to say something or other for them. Now, that is the way to use your anger. It is really something which motivates you to do something in your life, not just solving the problem, as well as to achieve something, to be closer to your goals. It is again that motivation force. Anger is triggered when we face an obstacle or individual that blocks our need. If you think that we are moving in a specific direction and people are unnecessarily creating obstacles, blockers on our way, again, your anger will be triggered. It prepares us to deal with the obstruction or problems in our path so we can get to where we want. A very small example, we used to make that pyramid from cards. If someone used to just blow air and that pyramid used to fall, we used to get angry, right? That was just a game. Just think if people are creating obstacles in the way, in the path for you to achieve your goals, what you are going to do? Will you still be quiet? Will you still have that peace, that calmness? And do you think can you achieve your goals with that? No. If people are unnecessarily poking their nose into your work, it's the time for you to show your anger and get them out and tell them to concentrate on their own business rather than creating problems and blocking your way. Whenever we move towards progress, towards growth, you will find many people creating problems in your life. Many people. So you have to use this anger so that no one dares to create problem for you. You should have two things. You are good, nice when you are nice, when you are good, for the people who are good. But if people just start triggering you, just poking their nose into your business, just trying to harm you, then you need to show your bad side also. You have to be rude. You have to show your anger to solve your problems, to overcome the obstacles, and to reach where you want to be. By keeping silence, by staying quiet, you cannot achieve everything in your life. Everyone faces those hurdles, and this anger motivates you to overcome those hurdles, to overcome those obstacles. Next point says, anger makes us aware of injustice. We experience anger are denied, when we are denied, or when faced with insults, disrespect, injustice, or exploitation. In organization where people belong from different culture, different castes, different ethics, if you think a person is just insulting your religious belief, he is disrespecting your ethics, you need to show your anger. You have to stand for your own right. A female who has been harassed at the workplace, she has to stand for the injustice happening with her at workplace. Any differentiation created on basis of caste, creed, and color, people have to stand there. They have to show their anger for the things going wrong in the organization, no matter on which position you are. But you should express yourself. You should use your anger to make other person realize that yes, they are doing something bad. They are doing injustice with us. If you think you are a very deserving candidate to be the project head, you have got recognitions, you have years of experience, you have all these skills and qualities. Even the manager promised you that for the next project, you are going to be the project head. You have always given your best and you will be appreciated always. But still, just because of favoritism, you didn't got that project. You're not the project head. You have been assigned as a team member for that project. Stand for yourself. That is the injustice which happened with you in the organization. So being an individual, using your anger, you'll have to make other people aware that this is not right. The decision is not right. Ask them to reconsider their decision and come back with the best decision. So for this, you'll have to use your anger emotion. Anger serves as an internal guidance system that indicates something is not quite right. Yes, it is an internal guidance system. Sometimes things looks to be very normal, but still we start getting angry. Why? Because internally it is indicating that something is happening wrong around us. It is giving us the indications. And if you get such indication, it's a time for you to act on those indications. Anger helps communicate to others. You'd better treat me fairly, otherwise you'll pay a high cost. It's okay. You need to have your own self-respect. If you think someone's treating you badly, you can even tell them straightforward that better treat me fairly, otherwise you will pay off a higher cost or you'll get what you are giving. Be honest. Communicate clearly whatever the things are happening around you. Standing up for a lack of fairness can prevent people from taking advantage over others. Now, just think, if you wouldn't have stood for the project at that point of time, do you think ever people are going to consider you? They will always take you for granted. They'll always think that it's okay. Even if we are not giving him the work, he is always performing the best. It's okay. Let's make other people happy. They're not recognizing you. They're not valuing your efforts. They're not valuing you as a very important resource for the organization. It's a high time to show your emotion, to fight for yourself. to fight for the injustice happening in the organization. Last point says, this type of anger can bring about positive change in society and increase the social cost of misbehaving. If people will start realizing, they'll start standing up for this injustice, then yes, it is going to bring a lot of positive change in the organization, in the society, and it will increase the social cost of misbehaving. It will help the society to solve some regular things happening in the society or in the organization. If people will start standing up for the injustice happening to them, organization will have to avoid doing that. They'll have to come up with new amendments, new rules, new regulations to avoid that injustice. So these are some ways where getting angry is good, because here it shows that anger is a positive emotion, is a healthy emotion, and it helps you to come out of many difficult things and difficult situations in your life. There are few more points. There are almost 7 more points which we are going to discuss in the next session of anger management. Any doubts still here? No? Okay, if you don't have any doubts, we are good to wind up the session. Okay. We'll just wind the session. We'll have the last session of the day, that is motivation, in next 10 minutes. Okay.